What up, family? Guys, Paul Dash, Tony Merrily at 7:11 a.m. My city, Chicago. Wicked Wonderful Wednesday, June 11, 2025. 100% on my phone, going all the way to 7:21. I'm gonna be as mature as possible when I do this video. I just got through watching a TikTok video, Muhammad Ali. They asked him the question, "What's wrong with mini skirts?" And he like, horses show they behind, cows, animals, human beings, supposed to cover up. You can't protect your woman if they out there, doing the most or whatever. Now I'm not here trying to advocate, or discriminate or whatever the case may be or whatever. If you want to dress provocative or whatever and stuff, just know what kind of, you know, uh, attention that's coming towards you or whatever. Now, when I got to this goddamn trap building, 6210 South Kimball Avenue, Chicago, North 60637, apartment 308, was no cameras. And this all true stories, I'm telling you. Well, no cameras in this building. Real talk. As soon as I got here, they put a camera up. And of course, the same person, my so-called manager, that I'm trying to save, if you read the Bible, Acts chapter 7, his partner in the crime, young guy named Paul, was both in cahoots with assassinating my character. Now, just to back it up a little bit, people wanted my rap legacy. I'm originated rap since the age of 8, 1975, but I have got nothing for it or whatever and stuff. So basically, my whole life is just, just ruined because people are thieves, whoremongers, this, that, and the third. But more so than anything, I stood up for myself at the age of 6 in 1973 because I was being violated by freaks, whoremongers, child abusers, same people I'm around right now today. You understand what I'm saying? In this trap building, 6210 South Kimball Avenue, Chicago, North 60637. And all they do is bring you full circle. You understand what I'm saying? Now in 2016, I was homeless because they made me homeless. Gave me a felony in 2008 because I was giving my book away, rhymes, poems, metaphors, plus one song. And I did it in the general Captain Matt kind of way. I wasn't name dropping for the most part or whatever and stuff, other than Oprah because, she took advantage of me the most, you know what I'm saying? Because I gave her my child abuse rap at the age of 17 in 1984. She came up and then The Color Purple came out, and it's all loosely based on my life, okay? Now, with that said, as soon as I gave my book away in 2008, all kind of problems was happening because people was reminded of what they did to me as a little child and what they're still doing to me. They're still trying to kill me. They're still trying to do away with me, and they're still exploiting me, and they are embarrassing me. I don't drink, drug, smoke, or fornicate. And I've been in this trap building for 8 years, over 8 years, okay? Look, I didn't sign up for this. It was supposed to be a drug-free environment. They got people from prison, up in here, all kind of, behavioral problems, this, that, and the third. And here I am, supposed to be in a smoke-free environment. And then they legalized marijuana, knowing I don't smoke. And now they in here smoking, and they lusting, and watching me. And I'm approved that they watching me because it's the same mentality from the Cook County Jail. This is based on a true story. In 2016, I was staying sober at an AA meeting, even though I was homeless. They didn't like the fact that, I was still sober after all they did to me and stuff, which is a whole bunch of stuff. And they, meaning the powers that be, that was trying to get rid of me because they wanted to bring in some new lustful, crazy people or whatever and stuff, because the older people was transitioning and running with the money, and they wanted to bring in a new crew and stuff. And of course, I'm the target. You understand what I'm saying? And all the service work I did didn't matter. You understand? And I thought, that would give me some respect or something, because I'm not a bad person. Long story short, I was railroaded out the AA meeting, the mustard seed in my city, Chicago. The police told me to go to the park. I should have went to the park, but I was so tired from riding the trains and this, that, and the third. And even though I had a few dollars on me and stuff, it wasn't enough for me to, do anything for real, but stay in a hotel for about a week. And I would have been broke or whatever and stuff. And because they gave me a felony, nobody was helping me. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. And this is what they do. They make it so hard that, you have to pretty much go with the police and stuff. And I thought he was going to find me a place in 2016. And this was on Mother's Day, May 8th of 2016. And, when I got to the police station, the lady wrote on the police report, because, it was supposed to be trespassing at an AA meeting. You can't trespass at an AA meeting. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, that's what they charged me with. And then the police lady she had put Mary Davis on the report. I said, excuse me, ma'am. My name is Mary Lee Davis. That's all I said. Next thing I know, they put me in a room. I was sleeping on the floor of the 1st District Police Station, because this is what they do to number ones and stuff. Legendary people. They treat them like crap. And, it had no toilet, no bed, no nothing. And people, you could tell it was a hole in the middle of the floor. That's where they urinate and defecated. But, it wasn't as bad as it sounded. And I just held mine until the next day. And then they took me out of there and put me in a real cell. So when the people came to get me, and take me to the Cook County Jail, it won't look like what I'm saying now was happening, which I never even mentioned. You understand what I'm saying? Trying to be cool, right? Long story short, the next day, May 9th, they take me to the Cook County Jail. I'm thinking I'm going to regular lockup or whatever and stuff. They snuck me up to the psych ward. You understand? And I was like, is this a psych ward? And at the end, all I saw was a light. Real talk. You understand? And it was dark. And I was at the nursing station, and I just asked a simple question. Next thing I knew, they grabbed me, started dragging me. Some told me, first I was going to try to, rebel or whatever and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Resist. But some say just, and sure enough, they took me to the room down with the light. And they gave me a shot, which I know for real, it had to be cancer. You understand what I'm saying? And they kept giving me that shot at least 10 times and stuff. And I don't drink, drugs, smoke, or fornicate. And so right now, I got cancer, okay? So I come here, they smoke, they do this, and they trigger my cancer or whatever. Now, but when I was there, I was in the shower. And I asked the police, I said, do y'all watch us take a shower? Because I felt like my spirit was telling me they was watching me, like they watching me now. And I know they is. Because like I said, these cameras was not here when I got here. May 31st of 2017. And every time I move, niggas is moving with me and shit. I'm going out, I'm coming in, they right there, this there, open my door, boom, you understand? It's weird, so I know. And they said, no, we ain't watching you. But then I went to the same nursing station and stuff, and I seen the camera, and it had different, angles on it and stuff. And sure enough, one of the angles was pointed to a girl, with that was in the shower. I said, you lied to me. I could see that girl taking a shower. And so I wanted to prove it. So I ripped up my underwear in the shower. And I threw them in the garbage. And next thing you know, I went to my room or whatever stuff. And later on, this guy named Walter, he was like a counselor there on the psych ward or whatever. He was light skinned, real tough. And he came to my room. He whispered, I saw you when you ripped up your panties. I cussed that motherfucker out like he raped me. And every time I saw him, it was the same attitude. And they got that same camera in the office of this building where I'm at. Government funded program called Feather Fist. And I know they watch me. So I said all that to say this. I'm not a fucking whore. Now I've done things in the past I'm ashamed of because, I've been violated so much. My mind was all over the place. But I've had time to think and center myself and stuff. And because I'm not that person who they think or thought I was or want me to be, I'm harassed all the time. Just yesterday, they ran into my bike. You understand what I'm saying? Made me fall, fucked up my bike a little bit. I'm threatened. Motherfuckers always trying to run me down and stuff, doing the most. It's 7:21. I'm a lady. Like I said, I don't drink, drugs, smoke, or fornicate. I'm not a fucking whore and I'm not on display. Now, if you got a problem with me, just blow my head off. Because I'm not changing for nobody. And ladies, you need to stop acting like whores, especially the black ones. Because you're making us look bad, the ones, this the 12, who are trying their best not to be labeled a fucking whore. This is the 14. And this the 13. Step your game up.